Okay, so we just wrapped up our previous video over at Crissy Field, and now we've got a bit of a walk to head over to Fort Point, where we're going to do another video. We will tell you more about it when we get there.
Hello and welcome to part 4 of 4 parts of our 2-day San Francisco adventure during Independence Day weekend with us without a vehicle and just using public transportation.
Yeah, so Fort Point is a very historic fort. It was built, I think, in the 1850s. We'll put some more stuff up on the screen when we know more. But 1850s, and as far as I know, it was never actually used in an actual battle, but it was put here for defensive purposes in a strategic location right on the edge of the Golden Gate. And we're about to go check it out and learn more for ourselves. Also, it's interesting to us that it was here long before the Golden Gate Bridge. And when they built the bridge, they had to accommodate, to save the fort, they had to design and build a special arch, which you can hopefully maybe see right behind us. I'll put something else up for you to see if not. But anyway, they design and build a special arch in order to be able to save it and build the bridge over the top of it. So pretty fascinating.
So in this video, we're going to go ahead and go into Fort Point, take a little tour, and take you along with us. So come along. Here shows how highly defensible this area was. So if you were trying to attack this area here, you really couldn't do that. But we're not trying to attack anything. We just want to go in and see what's there. It shows you if you came into that room, there could be people with rifles right behind them.
Yeah, defending the fort.
Defending the fort.
Yeah.
So here we are in the courtyard at Fort Point, and above us is that arch that we were talking about. And as we pan along to the right, there's also the Lighthouse, which is really cool, or small.
Maria loves lighthouses.
I do love lighthouses.
You will get to know that better over time, but she loves lighthouses.
I'm standing here in the middle of the courtyard, surrounded by these beautiful archways. It's amazing to imagine how many soldiers once walked through here.
So this is an excellent model of the original Spanish fort that was on this location before they built the current Fort Point. Fort Point is a United States fort, but before that there was a Spanish fort. And the docent out at the entrance, she didn't want to be on camera, but she was explaining to me how this was made from adobe, which doesn't do well in this weather because of the fog and the wind and the humidity and the cold. So this fort didn't last very long. It deteriorated. Also, when they shot off the cannons, the vibration and the shock from the cannons would basically destroy the adobe, so it didn't work out so well. Holy moly, look at the size of this cannon. And can you believe it? It was built in 1684 in Peru, I should say, in Espanol. And it was brought all the way up here from there. This is amazing. I will show you some close-ups of the detail on it, but this is pretty incredible. And it's that old and in this good condition.
And one other thing about it, it could shoot a 12-pound cannonball about a mile. It's pretty amazing. That's very powerful.
That's a long way.
That's a long way.
For 1684, I didn't know they had that kind of technology.
That's incredible.
Wow. Wow. If I thought that other cannon was impressive, take a look at this thing. Apparently this is called a 10-inch Rodman gun. Never heard of such a thing, but it's basically artillery, I suppose. And this is obviously where they would have stored all the barrels of gunpowder that they might need.
There are so many different exhibits here. We can't show you possibly everything. We're just going to keep kind of walking through and seeing what's here. It's very well done.
Want more? Eat, drink, sleep, eat, drown.
I'm guessing this is some sort of early horse-drawn military vehicle. Mobile artillery cannon. I'm guessing this is part of the loading process, but I really honestly don't know.
This is where the soldiers lived. The barracks were lined with rows of small rooms, each just big enough for a few bunks, some gear, and a fireplace for heat.
These are incredibly huge cannonballs. I don't even know what cannon they would fit in.
I've never seen a cannon that was quite this short. Short and stubby cannon. Doesn't seem like anything would fly very far. Here's obviously the ammunition that goes with it.
There's even a smaller one. So we're standing here and it's windy and cold, and I'm just going to be here for an hour or two. And I can't imagine how a person would live here every day trying to do their work and serve here in this cold wind. It's very it's thought-provoking of thinking what the people that worked here went through.
Lots of people have seen very beautiful photos of the Golden Gate Bridge on a blue sky, sunny day, but the honest truth of it is it's often like this. Very cold, very windy, foggy, clouds rolling in. Because we're so close to the ocean and everything funnels through the Golden Gate, it's often very uncomfortable here. I forgot to wear a jacket and it's cutting right through me right now, let me tell you. Okay, we're headed up to the second floor. Let's see what's up there. Okay, now we're going to head up to the third floor. I think I like this stairway better than that kind of sketchy spiral staircase we did earlier in the dark.
From this very spot, a cannon once guarded the bay. Always ready, never fired in battle. Today the view is peaceful, but the past still echoes in these walls. When I look out, I don't just see the bridge. I feel the stories that came before us. Now I'm looking out over the vast Pacific, a view so different from the bay, but just as powerful. Standing here, I imagine what it must have felt like to guard this coastline, watching the horizon for threats.
Okay, we're ready to make our final ascent up to the roof. I hope we don't lose our hats because it is blowing a gale. As we climbed the narrow staircase, we arrived at the roof of Fort Point, once the front line of defense for San Francisco Bay. The concrete platforms you see once held massive cannons. While the guns are no longer mounted here, many are preserved downstairs and available for close-up viewing. These cannons were installed to protect the Golden Gate from enemy ships during the Civil War era. We followed the rooftop path along the edge of the courtyard. From here you can look up and see the massive underbelly of the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you listen closely, you can even hear cars rumbling above. Toward the far end of the roof, we got a close-up view of the old lighthouse, small but essential for guiding ships safely through the bay's challenging waters. We're just about to wrap up our visit here to Fort Point, and we're heading back down to the ground floor, and we're here at the top of the stairway, but All I want to know is, where's the elevator?
Well, this is the end of our 4-part 2-day adventure in San Francisco. It's down at Fort Point. You enjoyed seeing the exhibits as much as we did.
And if you're curious about... Okay, clearly the wind had other plans for our outro.
So we're finishing things up with a voiceover instead.
Fort Point surprised us with its rich history, powerful architecture,
And some really wild weather.
If you're ever in San Francisco, definitely add it to your list.
And make sure to dress in layers.
We're stamping this one as an official Mariandy favorite.
If you're ready for another adventure, we've got one lined up for you.
Click right here to check it out,
And don't forget to hit our logo to subscribe.
so you don't miss what's next. Adventure is out there.
And we're taking you along for the ride.
See you next time.